Hello and thank you for joining us today. I'm Abby Teleria, coming to you live from Melissa Data's headquarters in Rancho Santa Margarita, California. Our webinar today is Know Your Customers Better with Dynamics CRM Solution. Joining me today is our resident data quality expert, Sam Chung. He'll demonstrate the global contact cleansing and enrichment capabilities of our Personator Cloud solution for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. But before we jump in, I want to highly encourage everyone to submit questions. You can type those in at any time during the presentation. We'll have a Q&A session towards the end of the demo. Also, I wanted to tell you that this webinar will be recorded, so if you miss anything or you want to forward the webinar to someone, you'll be able to do so. So we have a lot to cover, and I'm going to pass on the mic to Sam.
Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Chung and I'm a data quality analyst at Melissa Data. Today we'll be looking at the data quality components offered by Melissa Data in the Microsoft Dynamics CRM environment. Before we jump into Melissa Data's solutions for Dynamics CRM, let me explain a little bit about what Dynamics CRM is and what some of the benefits might be. Dynamics CRM is, as you might expect, a customer relationship management program created by Microsoft to better utilize some of the information regarding clients and customers. The purpose behind this program is to maximize customer retention by storing all the relevant information regarding the status of a customer and keeping track of all the interactions a sales representative might have in an intuitive way. Dynamics CRM is actually one of the most popular CRM programs because it offers benefits that others may not. One benefit is the ability to easily integrate with other Microsoft applications, such as Microsoft Office or Outlook. In addition, Dynamics can support functionality in over 40 regions and 41 languages. Probably the largest benefit that Dynamics offers is its simple and intuitive interface that requires very little training in order to utilize. I will demonstrate its use later in this presentation. Though Dynamics CRM offers a great way to organize and store client information, it does not, however, offer an out-of-the-box way to check and verify the information that is stored accurately. With Melissa Data Solutions, you can solve this problem directly in the Dynamics CRM environment. Melissa Data Solutions offer a simple way to verify contact information as well as append missing information. Through accurate and detailed customer information, marketing and sales efforts can be more effective in keeping in contact with each customer, as well as maintaining up-to-date information regarding each client relationship. This will result in more accurate deliveries due to more accurate address data, less delays in the fulfillment of those deliveries due to errors, which in turn leads to a higher rate of customer satisfaction. With the addition of demographic data, Melissa Data Solutions allow for a better personalized customer experience, improve predictive analytics, and more targeted sales and marketing efforts through more detailed information on each client. With these solutions, verified customer information is just the click of a button away. Currently, Melissa Data offers two solutions for Dynamics. Let me start by introducing our global verification solution. With Melissa Data's global solution, you can verify the address, phone, email, and name with support for multiple regions and languages. In fact, in over 200 countries in the world. The address can be standardized and validated, as well as return the level of output accuracy through result codes. With phone numbers, you can verify and append international exit codes, country dialing codes, national prefixes, and much more. You can also append information regarding the geographical information of the phone numbers, such as the longitude and latitude. With an email address, you can verify and correct syntax errors, check and correct any other errors in the domain name, as well as perform real-time mailbox verification. The accuracy of the output, as well as results of how the input was processed, can be interpreted through the result codes as well, just as in the address, that are returned from the service. The expected response time of the service is seconds after the input is submitted to the service itself. Next, we have the Personator solution, Just as in the global verification solution, you can verify the address, phone, email, and name of the record, but limited to those in the United States and Canada. The difference is that in Personator, you can append many additional fields, up to 140 additional fields actually, such as demographic information, census details, longitude and latitude coded down to the rooftop level. And again, just as in the global verification solution, the accuracy of the information outputted is demonstrated through result codes that have unique definitions that correspond to the output. In addition, the response time should be similar to that of the global verification solution, which would be seconds after it is submitted to the service itself. Now let's move on to the demo portion of this presentation, where we actually show the services in action. We're going to start off by demoing our global solution. In order to actually activate this service, we need to first configure the configuration entity. And before we do that, we need to actually navigate to it. Here we have our sales activity social dashboard, which just shows all the recent entities that have been changed. Entities are simply just accounts or contacts or any records that are stored in many different formats. In order to navigate, we will first navigate to this Microsoft Dynamics CRM logo up here and go to this drop-down menu going into Settings. After we click Settings, we go to this drop-down menu here in order to navigate to Solutions. This will take us to our Solution Explorer, where all of the individual customizations are stored. If we were to install the solution at this moment, we would actually click Import. After you click Import, a new window will open up, and you will just simply choose the location of the zip file that contains our solution. And you will just simply follow the wizard-driven installation process. If you were to update the solution, it would be done in this way as well, and Dynamics CRM actually takes care of the updates itself. You just need to have the updated zip file. In order to actually configure our product, we're going to click this display name here to go to our plugin. And then we're going to click Configuration, and this will open up our configuration options. To start off, we enter a customer ID, and then we decide which web service we would like to choose in our global solution: global address, global name, global phone, and global email. And then each service has its own individual option, whether it be Express or Premium for the email option, or the different preferences for the name options, and all of the different preferences for the address options. Here we have the result codes that determine whether an address is a success or not. I will explain more about those when we are actually demoing the product. After we are satisfied with our configuration, we click Set, and that should set our configuration entity to those options. You only need to set this configuration entity upon the first use and every time you would like to make a change to these options. Otherwise, it should be set every time you log in. All right. Now we are going to create a contact entity. In order to do that, we must first navigate to our sales dashboard once more by going to the Microsoft Dynamics CRM logo in the upper left-hand corner and then clicking the sales icon. After clicking the sales icon, we're going to actually go to only the contacts by clicking the sales drop-down menu here and clicking the contacts icon. Afterwards, we just click New to create a new contact record. In a contact record, you must have at least a last name to identify it, and we're just going to put my name here, and we will demonstrate the address capabilities of global address. And I'm going to enter an address from UK. Here we are, and then our zip code, and the country and region. In order to actually activate the service and fire the service, we just simply click this Global Verify button. Once it is clicked, you'll notice these two fields right here. There is a process date column as well as a large gray icon. The gray icon indicates that the record has not been processed. After it is processed, it'll either result in one of two icons. It'll either be a green check mark or a red X. The green check mark means that the address has been verified according to the result codes that you have specified in the configuration entity. The red X means that it did not meet those minimum requirements specified in the configuration entity. And we can see that this green check mark indicates that this address is a good address, and the red check mark is for the second address, and it's an empty input, so it should return a red X. If we scroll down to the details, we can see that there are the name details here, as well as the email details, which are left blank. We will get more into those services in our Personator demo in just a minute. But our Melissa data address details are all here. The result codes are specifically here, the details of which are, if we look right here, we can see the AV24 result code, and in order to understand what that means, we can go to the Wikipedia page and look at the global address verification result codes. If we scroll down and we look at AV24, we can see that the address has been verified to the premise level, which is the highest level possible with the reference data. Now I'm going to go back and make some changes to our address. Why don't we misspell the street name, and why don't we try an incorrect city or state. We're going to verify the service. Because in the configuration entity we did not check verify on save or overwrite input, the service does not fire whenever we save, and the service does not overwrite our input. If we would like to overwrite the input, then you simply check the entity, check the option in the configuration entity. If we scroll down, we can see that it actually was corrected to Andrew, and the administrative area was corrected to Manchester. At this time, I'm going to actually move on to our Personator solution, and it is actually configured almost exactly the same way that our global solution is. We're going to start off by clicking this drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner and going to our settings once more. We are then going to go into this drop-down menu for the settings and click on Solutions once more. Again, this is our Solution Explorer, and installation would happen exactly the same way. All of our solutions have been pre-installed for the purposes of time in this demonstration. We are actually going to click the configuration entity once more, and you can see that is configured similarly. We start off with a customer ID, and here it's a little bit different because we have different actions that Personator may have, whether it be checking or verifying the data according to the many different fields, or appending additional information, or the move action, which determines whether the last name or address has moved. More details about all of these actions are located on our Wikipedia page under Personator. We also have different options for each individual field, as well as the many different columns that are present in the Personator solution. There are name details and demographics as well. Finally, we have our Dynamics CRM options. We're actually going to uncheck this, which specify whether we want to overwrite the input or verify on save. We're going to set that, and we're going to again create another entity. We're going to navigate back to our sales dashboard, and we're going to go to create an account instead, which is navigating to this sales drop-down menu to locate all the different types of entities and click accounts. After we click accounts, we're just going to click new once more, and we're going to enter in a name, going to enter in a phone number, and we're going to enter in our address. After we enter in our input information, we just click our Personator button, and that should start our verify service. Personator differs from the global verification solution in that it has a processed results instead of a large checkmark icon. This just gives a quick summary of the different result codes that are returned, whether it was a good address or a bad address, whether it was corrected or not, and some information that might have been appended. If we scroll down, We can see all the different details that Personator has returned according to our configuration entity. We have the basic details with the name, the basic address. We have all of our census details, and we have even our geocode over here and our phone details parsed out. We are actually going to try to mess this service up a little bit. And let's see if Personator is able to handle this. Again, override input was not checked, so it will not override our input with our service. We can actually see that the result code returned a bad address because I believe this address was not in our data. Let's try that one more time. And we can see that the city was corrected to Solana Beach and the street was corrected. I believe the minimum input for our Personator is actually a street address as well as a zip code, or a street address and a city and state. This concludes the demo portion of our presentation.
All right, thank you, Sam. That was an awesome presentation. Now we're going to move over to the Q&A portion of our webinar. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in now. And I want to remind you again that I'll be sending out a link to our recording of today's webinar, and you should expect to receive that tomorrow via email. All right, let's see what questions we get over here. Someone had a question about pricing.
I believe pricing will not be handled in this demonstration. I believe the pricing will be handled with sales representatives that you can come in contact with.
Another question is, how often are updates to the service released?
Updates to the service will be released at the very least on a quarterly basis, but most likely updates will be sent out more frequently, probably on a monthly basis.
Another question we have here is, where is the data sourced from?
Our data is actually sourced from multiple sources, but our data is both CAS certified and CERP certified in Canada. We cannot actually divulge the details of our sources, as that may devalue our products, but we do source from multiple different sources and compile those different sources for a more complete and accurate database.
Okay, we had a question here. How does it handle business records since accounts are usually not individuals?
Business records can also be handled through our global solution as well as our Personator. Personator can take addresses as well. In an upcoming release, we're planning to update release a business coder solution that is specifically handled for business records. It can take in a company input, a stock input, or a website input and return the same kinds of demographic information you might expect, such as sales estimates, employee size, and as well as many different other codes.
Okay, another question is CRM 2016 supported?
Currently, our solution is developed in CRM 2013 online. I believe that 2016 is reverse compatible, though some functionality may be reduced. In the future, we plan to update our system to the 2016 format.
Another question we have is, how many contact records does your database have?
Our contact records are actually compiled from many different data sources, and therefore we have over actually 1 billion contact records in our database. All of these different contact records are deduped and compiled to create a more complete contact record, whether that be one contact source has maybe the address and the email and another one has a name and an email. Those might be matched up according to those profiles.
Okay, for the pricing question, I just want to let you know that we'll address that offline, so we'll get back to those who had pricing questions for sure. Any other questions? Feel free to type them in now. Okay, another question is, how do we get the solution?
The solution right now, it is not actually on the app market. The solution is handled by sales representatives that are distributed. They will send you the zip files for each solution, and they will be distributed accordingly.
Okay, somebody had a question about, can you describe the pricing model?
Currently, the pricing model is handled simply by our Personator and global verification credits. In the future, I believe we plan to have a credit system specifically for Melissa data in CRM. But currently, it's just if you can subscribe to the Personator service or the global verification service, then it will be handled that way.
Okay, we have time for one more question, so if you have any, please type them in now. Okay, it looks like that's all the time we have right now. If you submitted a question that did not get answered, please contact Sam via email or phone. His information is provided on the screen. And thank you again for attending today's webinar. Have a great day and see you next time. Bye.